Hello everyone, it's Sciencer here, and as I said in Sciencer Weekly, I was gonna make a warrior guide as well today, and here I'm gonna make one. So this is a tanking warrior guide, so it's Prot, not gladiator, so just purely tanking one. So yeah, it's not gonna be a big guide because there's not always much to tell about tanking, but there is some stuff. So first of all, let's look at the talent tree. So for the charges, I've gone with double time, since there's quite a few situations in high mul where you can use it. I've noticed recently. So instead of being able to charge 12 every 12 seconds, you might want to charge 2 times within like a few seconds apart. So then you can do that. Now this level 30 tier, I've gone with enrage regeneration. The others aren't really great because second wind, you need to be half dead for it to work. And as a tank, you don't want to be half dead because then the healers aren't doing their job, or you are not doing your job either. Then we've got impending victory, not great at all. It uses rage unnecessary where you don't want to use rage. It's not such a big heal, and a 30-second cooldown. Then you might as well wait 1 minute, get more healing and all that stuff. Then for level 45 talent, you want to be going for heavy repercussions, because with shield block active, your shield slam deals 30% additional damage. It's the best one to manage because you're gonna use shield block on most fights, and then you automatically just get the damage increase instead of having to wait for a proc from sudden death or like stacking up this talent here and getting like a free heroic strike. It's not really that worth it. Depends on, I think, maybe on some fights the unyielding strikes will be better and more good, but mainly it's always heavy repercussions. Level 60 talent, now you can't really stun raid bosses, so neither of those are great. Yes, it's good for trash and dungeons and stuff like that, but for raids, Dragon Roar just is the best. It does a lot of damage, it gets aggro for AoE situations if you need it, and so on. It's a short cooldown as well. It's nice. Now 75 talent, this is a very skeptical part. It's up to you, as well as I guess depending on the fight. I always prefer Vigilance. It's a 2-minute cooldown, but you can put it on any target and it's a 30% damage reduction. Now normally I have a macro made that puts it on my focus target, and I always focus the other tank. There's a lot of fights you could use it, for instance Butcher, Kargath, pretty much any fight, like even Rakenspor when the other tank's about to take the breath if he does not have a cooldown. It's like a hand of sacrifice, was it? From the Paladins? Sack? I don't know. You know, that ability. Yeah, it's like that. It's a little longer cooldown, but I think it also reduces more. But yeah, in those situations, in case the tank usually his cooldowns because he had to use it for something else, then you can throw this on him, and then it will be less hard or less shit for the healers to heal through it. Then level 90 talent, now Bladestorm. When you do that, your defenses are down because you're spinning like a fucking monkey in circles. No point. Avatar increases your damage, but it has a 3-minute cooldown. It's not that fantastic. You want to be blood buff. It's a 1-minute cooldown. Gives a 30%. Basically, I'm just going to read this. For the next 12 seconds, your melee damage and abilities and their multi-strike deal 30% additional damage as they bleed over 6 seconds. While bleeding, the target moves 50% slower. Now the slowing is not that much for PvE, it's more for PvP, but the damage, additional overtime damage, is fantastic. Now you can use this apart, but I normally make a macro for Dragon Roar and that, obviously using Blood Buff then Dragon Roar, because then Blood Wolf are active, Dragon Roar hits, and it's a big dot, because Dragon Roar crits for about 20k at the moment for me, with my gear on my warrior. Yeah, and then it applies like a 20k, well not 20k dot, but quite a high dot of the damage from Dragon Roar. Now, as I said, it's normally, I guess, not really recommended. I just do this because I like having less buttons than more buttons, and if this is easier. And I've not really found the problem with it, because both of them have a 1-minute cooldown. So it's really not that much of a problem. You can separate them, as I said, it's up to you. Then level 100 talent. Anger management is very rarely good. It might be good for, I'm not even sure what fights. I don't think it's that great. Gladiator Resolve is obviously DPS, so you don't use that. Then Ravager, this is the best one. You can always use it on any fight. It gives you 30% parry for 11 seconds and also does AoE damage. Very good. Fights like Butchers, pretty much any fight is actually good. If you use it at the right time, it's good. Then we're gonna look at my glyphs here. I've gone with the glyph of Cleave, so your heroic strike now hits 2 targets. Very great for all the Cleave fights there. I've gone for increase your maximum rage. Obviously that's clearly the reason you want more rage, so you can use more defensive active mitigation stuff. And then I've gone for enraged speed. When you're enraged you move 20% faster. Well, there's a lot of fights you have to move away and stuff, so if you're enraged then you move that a little bit faster, so it helps. So that's by talents and everything. As for like rotation and stuff wise, I'm just gonna attack this dummy, hopefully I survive. So basically just, you never want to use shield slam unless shield block is active. Well, you can if you don't have a shield block. Oh, so this guy's wrecking me. But yeah, you basically just want to make sure you always have rage for when a hit's about to hit, so you don't, yeah, take too much damage. This guy is hitting me so hard I can barely keep up with keeping up my active mitigation. But yeah, you get the idea basically. You want to be get as much rage, and then you just want to use your active mitigation throughout the fight. Depending on which fight, if you are on a physical fight you want to use shield block, which most fights are now, and obviously then shield barrier, which is the absorb shield. Only if you have over 60 rage though. You don't want to use it under 60 rage. Over 60 rage you use it, and it consumes like half, well, most of your rage, so you'll need to build it up again. So basically normally what you want to do is you want to shield block, obviously not overlap them, shield block, and then if shield block is not still on cooldown, then use shield barrier, even if it's physical, just to keep the mitigation up, and then shield block again, and you just keep that rotation. And then when like hits come in, you can Ravager for parry. And I normally save like shield wall and slash stand and the big cooldowns for like mechanics that you need to, that you can't defend yourself with active mitigation. For instance, Impale on Kargath. He picks you up, he stabs his arm through, he picks you up, and he does a ton of damage. You can't do much about it. Now you just use shield wall or something and hope it lasts only, I think, 6 seconds or 7 seconds total, and Kargath's Impale is 8 seconds. So it won't be the whole duration, you'll take a little bit of ticking damage at the end there, but at least most of it you would have had some cooldown. Now for like instance for Kargath, you need to pop it before he impales you. You can't actually click anything during the impale. That's another reason that you can't use active mitigation even if you have enough rage that's built up for it. So yeah, that's pretty much oh, and the stats for warriors is obviously bonus armor, mastery, and crit. That is the stat you want to be going for. Bonus armor, mastery, and crit. Those are the 3 main stats you need to aim for. And then obviously after that it doesn't really matter which order, but I think it will be multi-strike. What else is there? And then haste. I know haste is very last, but yeah, that's pretty much bonus armor, mastery, and crit. That's what you want. You don't want anything else. Anyway, that's the warrior guide. If you learned from this or anything, or think I'm doing anything wrong, leave a comment and I'll get to you, or if you have any questions. See ya.